pequeño español. All right, so guys, today we were literally just texting about this, our teacher team. Chapter 5 follow-up is due. And I am sorry that this is the day of grade cutoff, but that is a quarter 3 assignment. If you do not have that done, you need to get it turned in today. I mean, if you turn it in tomorrow, it's fine. You can still make Discovery Day, but it's due today. If you don't turn it in today, it's going to go in as missing, and your advisory teacher and me are going to bug you about it. So if your Chapter 5 follow-up is not done and you don't have any time to get it done later, you might want to come to math lunch, because we'll probably be specifically... Actually, so here's the thing about follow-up assignments. So I got to pull back the statement I was going to say. I can't really help you and then still think that you are mastered on your own, right? So you have to complete it on your own, I mean, or like with friends or whatever else. But like, I'm not taking questions from the follow-up. We went over the mastery, and it's almost identical, right? You could lay it side by side, and the questions match.
Will you please send Ivan Cooper to the office? Ivan Cooper to the office, please.
So, use your original mastery to help you on the follow-up, right? Work with each other, whatever else. Last call, if you want to get papers out of your binder, you can clear out Chapter 5 stuff, but I would keep your mastery until you master the follow-up assignment. And I think a couple of you need this back. I take my papers home in this bag, and I haven't even opened the bag today. You have to turn in the original mastery with your follow-up. So guys, a couple of you, I think, just turned in the follow-up, and you turned in the follow-up homework, which is awesome. A couple of you just turned in the follow-up and did not give me the original mastery, or maybe it was just the afternoon class, because you guys look all right. All right, on your Chromebook, get to the ebook like we did yesterday. On your Chromebook, get to the ebook like we did yesterday. I didn't want to knock over your highlighters there. Wait, did I give you the wrong paper? Nope, you just had a couple. 612. And then also, please get out the resource page that we had yesterday. Yeah, I know that cabinet's not very good. It like tips forward as soon as it's open. I'm going to go complain to the cabinet makers. They need to make it heavier. All right, so review. I got to log out of CPM, so it'll let me re-log in. If you just start typing ebooks, if you've gone to the CPM site before, it'll probably pop up. Then you're clicking on Course 2. So, thank you. My brain was literally just saying, wait, we didn't check homework yet. If you have your 611 done and want to check it real quick before you turn it in, here are your answers. If you don't have it done, we will check it again tomorrow. So if you have it done, hopefully you're fairly confident. If you don't have it done, that's okay. It's due tomorrow. The Chapter 5 follow-up is what's due today. With 10, guys, there are tons of different answers. Please don't try to check 10. Your answers are going to be whatever you wrote down. And please don't be copying stuff right now, right? We should just see people checking. So it's okay if a pencil's in your hand as you kind of look through things. But, we should be marking if we need to go back and redo a problem or if we forgot to finish a problem. And if you didn't start 611, you got to make sure it's on your agenda for tonight, right? Or during AO or extensions. And 611 is less than, greater than, less than, less than. But we'll check this again tomorrow. Okay, so there's actually no need to turn it in today. So we're going to move on pretty quickly from this because there's no need to turn it in today. We'll finish checking this tomorrow. If you're confident in your stuff, you can go ahead and turn it in. The thing I care about getting today is the Chapter 5 follow-up. And sorry, I've not graded any of those because I'm just kind of waiting to grade some together. I only had 5 or 6 turned in so far. So that's why I'm going to bug people a lot. I think I announced this yesterday, but Math Lunch is open to all. Whether you're working on current work, past work, future work, all of it is up, available to you. So what I want us working on now, and this uses both the ebook and your handout. So guys, if you look at the handout that you have from yesterday, the one that says resource page, so at the top it says comparing expressions, but on the back it says simplify and compare. So flip to the back where it says simplify and compare. And then if anyone needs help with the ebook or whatever, I will walk around and help you guys. So here's what you're looking for. In 612, and guys, this button right over here lets you go into full screen. If you want to get rid of this bar on the left, you can click the little full screen button. You want to click on 612A, E-Tool. This is going to save us from getting algebra tiles out, because fortunately, Worthington has got us all like our own computers. What did we do first yesterday to simplify our maths? What did we make, quote unquote? Zeros. We made zeros. Then, near the end of class, we said something else that we're allowed to do to simplify kind of both sides at the same time. Farah? Yeah. So actually, let's do this one together, and then I'll let you guys go on your own. There's a different one of these for each question, so we should use some random cards probably. Okay, nice work. You got your follow-up in, and your original test was turned in with it, so you followed directions. Gotta love when we follow directions. Vanessa, are there any zeros to be made on the left-hand side? The x's, right? Everybody join up x and negative x. Click a little box, like click and drag to make a little box. Grab them both. Drag them off the mat. Down to the bottom. Please keep it on the left, though. Right? Don't just like drag it off willy-nilly. Layla Davis, are there any zeros to be made on the right side? A lot, right? Tell me what to do. Do it again. Ah, now this is weird because they're pointed different directions, but that's still going to make a zero. Try to finish out what we're allowed to do on both sides. Because then I'm going to help you. Yeah, be careful. I don't know if I covered this yesterday. If you click on it, it flips. Please be careful. We don't want to flip. Here's why. Oh, it turns, are you saying?
Yeah, if you double tap.
Ah, there we go. But guys, give me your eyes real quick. Because I want you to know why. Because somebody yesterday was like, wait, what's the point? If I drag this across that fence in the middle, it would flip over. We don't want to do that yet, but dragging to the other side makes it flip over. Don't worry about that yet. Just please do not click to flip. Like, just avoid that. Aiden, you trying to tell me what to do?
Yeah, because I forgot to do a -1 and a +1.
Ah, over here there's a 0 with ones. And then, Eli, what can I do to both sides to simplify it even more? I can still take some things off. You're right, we could, but I could still take negative x's off both sides. Because if I take a negative x off here, and actually I think yesterday we saw this works. Check it. We're doing both of these at the same time. And then both of these, and I know you can't click two things at once on your computer, but we do it on both sides. Now, this is pretty simple. Literally what mathematicians call it. It is simplified. So now on our worksheet, sorry, I'm trying to talk a tiny bit slow because I know some of us are still catching up. on our worksheet, we're going to write down the simplified expression. So write down on A, 612A. If you want to draw what we did, we can draw what we did. Right? We made some zeros. These guys teamed up and like disappeared. I took these off because I took these off. These were 0. These all left because these left. So we get 4 compared to, well, crap. What's my right side? 0. And which side is bigger?
0.
Answering too fast. Wait a minute. B is different.
Oh.
So, here's what I want us to do now. Go to C. Go to C. Skip B for the time. Go to C. And try to simplify C as much as you can. Try to simplify C as much as you can. If you get that one done, you can go to D. You can do D. Probably want to do D on your own, because if you do D with your friends, it's kind of weird. Or we're making zeros and taking them off. We're taking the same thing off both sides. The baby graph paper? Yeah. Right? It's got a little different texture. Sort of like construction paper. Guys, I wanted to say, because I've seen a couple of you do this, anything you can do to help our classroom stay cleaner, like grabbing a piece of trash off the floor or anything like that, like our custodians really appreciate that. We are short-staffed. We do not have enough custodians right now. So at the end of class, I might ask that we all try to grab a piece of paper or something off the floor or off the desks. All right, I need some help. Mia, can I make any zeros on the left side? Tell me what to do. The X's, so boom, gone. Crap, I didn't mean to flip you. And there, and there. So Mia, do I get rid of all of the X's? Yeah, there's still one left there. And then I put together the negative ones and positive ones. Opposites, right? That's kind of a quick way we could say it, is put together the opposites. Kylie, on the right-hand side, can I make zeros? Yeah. With what?
The 2 X's and some of the 1.
2 of our X's, which remember, we're talking about opposite X's. It's okay that we're not saying like positive, negative. But 2 of these, because we can see it, right? This is why I tell you to highlight stuff. Colors activate your brain. So negative with positive. Oh, almost put a negative with a negative. That wouldn't have been good. Then, John, can I do anything on both sides?
Or you can take out the X on each side.
So if I take an X off of this side, I got to take an X off of this side.
Same with the 1. Or the negative 1.
Wait. This is like when your mom says, pick up all your dirty clothes, and then you have no clothes left. Well, apparently all your clothes were dirty. What do we have up here then? Farah?
Wait, there are 3 of the negative X and X, but there's 3 of that and we made 0, but there's only, on the other side, there's only 1.
So, if they're all, that's a great point. If I reset this map, what Farah just said, hey, give me your eyes up here. what Farah just said is when we're combining things, it's not really like equal when we combine, because I'm actually just going to do this and put them all like next to each other. So all of this is 0. Are you with me? It doesn't matter how big of a 0 it is, whether I borrow $5 from Mia and then pay her back $5, or whether I borrow $20 from Mia and pay her back $20, and Mia's looking at me like, I'm not loaning you $20. It doesn't matter as long as things equal out. It's 0, right? So this is kind of like a big 0, but it's still 0. And over here, oop, that doesn't go. Boom, 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 boom. This is not as much 0, but 0 is 0, right? No matter how big or small our 0 is, as long as things are opposites, it's 0. So this essentially, like, disappears. And we don't really have a way to, like, make it disappear, but it's 0, so it's like, poof, it's like gone, because it's opposites. Does that make sense? So you can really, like, forget about those. And over here, we can forget about these, because it's 0. And then, what John said is since both sides have a positive x and a negative 1, I can take the same thing off of both sides. I can take an x off both sides. Kind of want to keep it separate from the 0. And I can take a negative 1 off of both sides. And now my mat is literally 0 to 0. Which means what symbol would go between? Equals. Does that make sense? That's a great point, that we had more zeros over there, but it's still 0, right? No matter how many zeros, it was 0. Try D on your own. Ooh, a lot of blue. A lot of blue up there. Need help flagging it down. You can also talk to a teammate. I just don't know what to do. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that together. Maybe your confusion is on purpose. Maybe this was on purpose. On purpose. Isabella, can I make zeros on the left? Yeah, with the X's or with the ones? With the ones. 0, 0. I think that's it. Any other zeros? I don't think so. On the left side. Aiden, can I make zeros on the right side?
No.
No, they're all positive. You're not getting off that easy. What could I then do on both sides, Aiden?
Okay, so you can take away some x's.
Some?
Only one actually.
One X can come off both sides. Guys, if you're confused, please be watching me. What we're actually doing, hard to do on your computer, but we're taking an X off of both sides at the same time to keep things balanced and keep things fair. Because if I gave a cookie to Aiden but I didn't give a cookie to Mia, someone's upset. And if I take a homework assignment or I make a homework due from Mia and don't make a homework due from Aiden, Mia's really upset at me.
Why am I getting bullied?
Yeah, why am I getting no cookie and my homework turned in? So then, on both sides, what can we still take away from both sides, anybody? The positive 1. And now, John, you flagged me down, so I kind of want you to say what you said.
Which one's bigger, the 6 or the 3x?
At this point, we have 3x compared to 6. And John was like, bro? We don't know. Why don't we know? Anyone want to? Ooh, Aiden?
Because X could be anything.
We don't know what X is. Now, what if I tell you, now the bummer is this doesn't get recorded in my recording, so I gotta move off this. What if I tell you these are equal? Lucas? Then X would have to be, I shouldn't write in red because that makes it feel negative. X would have to be 2. Because 2 plus 2 plus 2 would equal out the 6. But that's if we tell you it's equal. Questions on A, C, or D? All right, go look at B. Go look at B. Oh, I'm still drawing. B is where we get to build it. Ah, okay, so it tells it over to us on the left side. Now, wait a minute. 2 parentheses, X plus. Let's go to our worksheet here. Let's go. So, hands off keyboard. Let's go look at our worksheet right here. If we had 2 groups of, or 2 times, X plus 3, what does this actually tell us to do? Lucas?
You can use distributive property to separate it out. So you do 2x and then plus 6.
Yeah, and Eve, thank you. You chimed in, but Lucas just had his hand raised. So, but guys, I can make this look like 2 groups of X plus 3. If I go X, so go ahead and start building this. X and 3. And then another X and 3. Not necessarily. Do not fall into the trap of what it looks like, because everybody look up here. Everybody look up here. X can change size. This is what we talked about earlier in the year about flexible X. Mine is not as beautiful as the computer. Because remember, X, we don't know how big X is. X could be a small x. X could be a big X. Right? Like, we don't know. So please don't fall in the trap of saying, oh, X looks like it's 3. Well, I mean, it might be, but we don't know. And then the left side also has what? -4. So what color tile am I going to use for those? Red. So I need to drag the blue over and flip them. Drag blue over, flip it. Drag blue over, flip it. Drag blue over, flip it. And then go ahead and try to build the right side on your own. It's on your paper and it's right up here. Try to build the right side on your own. Don't look up at the board till you think you have it built. I don't want to leave anyone behind. Try to build the right side on your own. I think it says 3x at first. So we're going to need to drag over 3 of those x's. Before I forget, I'm going to come around and pass out your homework for tonight. Before I forget. Because then we're going to fill in the examples from class part before we leave. Keep this out. Keep this out. You can put your name on it if you want, but keep this out. Because we always use graph paper. It's like your towel. Don't forget to take your towel. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you haven't read it, it's a great book. So you get my reference, so you gotta have a towel.
Yes.
That's probably why I'm starting to have just the exact number, because I keep a copy and you keep a copy.
Yes.
Hey, if I am out of worksheets over here, just ask me. I probably have ones from previous years in my binder, But if you're looking for worksheets like you were absent on a day, just ask me. I probably have extras inside a binder. And guys, one thing I haven't done enough in this class, but if you would like to come to the board, you can just raise your hand and say, like, can I come up there? You're welcome to, like, come do this for us. Ooh, this minus x, what is that really? It's a negative x. And positive 4, I wish I could grab multiple of these at the same time. Anyone want to come, be me? Anyone want to come, act like me and ask questions to the class and stuff? John? Sure. Mr. Abbott, come on up. Here are your cards.
Okay.
Guys, as we get deeper in the school year, I'm going to start to try to do this more. You're allowed to be kind of funny with this, but you got to keep control of the class. Okay, so you can try to, act like me or whatever, but we got to work through this problem. I'm going to zoom out a tiny bit, John, so you got space to drag your tiles. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a tiny bit so you got space to drag them. All right, go ahead, man.
Aiden, can we
Right.
make any zeros on the left side?
Negative 4, negative 1, and 4 positive.
He's right. Yeah, 4 of the negatives, 4 of the positives.
Do I take it?
Yeah, so then you do what he told you to do. Well, make the zeros
Oh, yeah.
before you drag them off. There we go. I watched a TED Talk that told me that to be the best teacher you can be, you should do nothing. Here we are. Now you ask if there's any questions about what we just did. Any questions about what we just did? Except normally you wouldn't whisper to the class. It's creepy.
Any questions? No.
We made 4 zeros on the left side, took them all off. We all good? All right, now you go to the next card.
Katie, is there any zeros you can make on the right?
Yeah.
How?
Tell him which.
The
Yeah, you
ones
can make a
with-
pair.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a word I forgot to say. Guys, we can call these 0 pairs.
Oh,
So we can make a pair with the 1s. Can you make any other pairs, Katie? The X's. Nice work. We're killing it.
any more? I don't
Looks
think
pretty
so.
blue. I like the finger wag. I don't know that I've ever done that.
Amanda, not here. Antonella.
Right here.
Where is Antonella? Oh, they're taking a test thing. I forgot. They got pulled to do a thing.
Marita.
Huh. Just skip her. Don't put her on the spot like that.
Jesus, not here.
Come on.
Farah, is there anything else you can do?
Well, you could remove the 2 X's from the left, but you also have to do on the right.
Wha-bam! She says you could remove 2 extras from the left, but you have to do it from the right. We're so good. You guys are so good.
And then the 2. Hold on.
Guys, I was here till 8:30 last night, and us having a really good. This is just making my morning.
I'm struggling.
Yeah, technology, right? It's possessed. I'm telling you, there's a ghost in my smart board.
It's moving when I. Okay, anything else? Oh, wait.
Yeah, see how the cards help,
Anything else you may do?
Yeah, take 2 1s off both sides. It's the smart board's a little weird sometimes. Oh, you gotta start yeah, but make sure you get the point.
There you go.
It might be confused
No,
because
what's
I zoomed out. That might be what's going on. It might be my fault.
Okay.
Now you
Now-
ask which side is bigger.
Which side is bigger? Vincent. Right one. Yes. Now, can I use the pen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although, if so, you got to click the little. You already know. Look at that.
Okay. So on this side, how many are there?
Zero.
No, there's 5. Okay.
What?
0 on that side. How many on this side?
5.
5? Yeah, right. Okay, 1.
Guys, that's like when you turn in your homework with wrong answers. It makes me real worried.
Which one's bigger?
1.
Ooh, now you can really push them and say what what do we
Yes,
call
what
that
symbol
symbol?
Alligator mouth. That's
But
not what
is
you
it
call
less than or greater than?
Less than.
Less than if we read it left to right.
Which means we eat it.
Which means we eat the 1 and we're sad because there's only 1. Questions for Mr. Abbott? A round of applause for Mr. Abbott's good work. Thank you very much, sir. I'll have to give you your paycheck later. All right, sweet. What's next? 14? Maybe 13. So really, we're kind of gonna skip over 13. We already talked about this. So, give me your eyes real quick. Put down pencils, take hands off keyboards. The hardest part about this is the conceptual not knowing what X is. Okay, so what 13 is asking us, and we're kind of going to skip over it because we have 14 on our paper also, and you guys have your Chromebooks out. Since we don't know what X is, if we have X's left on our mat, we actually can't tell which one's bigger.
Unless you have more of them.
But what if they're negative? Right? So that's if we have X's left on our mat, we actually can't tell, unless the X's are equal on the two sides, and then we just take them off. So X being an unknown, and the fact that it could be negative is really tricky here. So I'm going to use the E word, with the This gets easier when we put an equals in the middle. The next step of what we're heading to is put the equals in the middle and then figure out what is X. That's easier than when we don't know what X is and we just, we have the question mark in the middle. So, 14 is on your paper, on your handout. Man, I got blood on my nose. Excuse me a second, guys. All right, so here, I'll make it bigger so we can actually read. Anyone want to read for us? Farah, go ahead.
Is his name
Ignacio.
Ignacio and Oliver are playing another game with the alphabet titles. After they separate new expressions, they are left with the expressions on their mats shown at right. They could not tell which part of the mat is greater just by looking.
So it says one way to compare the mats is to separate the X tiles and the unit tiles on different sides. So we have X over here. Is this X positive or negative? Positive. And guys, this is on your worksheet, right? This is in case, because I got some people who this is right down here, right? So let's make a reminder, this is positive. Make a little reminder, this is positive X. And then what are these empty tiles? Negative. What did we say happens if we drag the tile across? It flips and it becomes positive. So if we grabbed all of these tiles and drug them all across the middle, what would we then have over here? Positive, how many? 6 positives, right? So we could just go ahead and write a positive 6. If we drug all of these over there, but now I'm comparing X to 6.
Aren't those negatives?
They were, but when we drag across the middle, so here, thank you for asking. So glad you asked that. So check it. I don't know how to clear off all these tiles, but I'm just going to use this. We had X and 6 negatives. Six? Yeah. When we drag across the middle. Yeah, I think it's the zoom that goofed you up, man. It's definitely not. It wasn't you. It was the zoom of the site or something. Maybe there's just too much going on. Every time we go across, we flip. So all of these, if I drag them, would flip over. But guys, so if we have X compared to 6, which is bigger? We don't know. We don't know. We're stuck. We don't know. Try on map B here to get all of your 1s either off of the mat or on the same side. Man, I forget. I should be better at this. I forget how to just get to the algebra mat. Open, if you want, open 612B again, and that'll let us build this. That'll let us build 14B. So if you want to put 14B on your screen, it's on your paper, right? So you can look at it. We got 4 positives. We got a lot on the right-hand side. Man, I wish I could clone.
You
Can't, have you figured out how?
there's a way. If you like, it's like I did it. Just hit Control C and Control V.
Does that work?
It does work, yeah.
For the tiles?
Yep, you just have to do it.
Do I have to highlight? Whoa, Eve! Yeah. All right, everyone look up here. So we had, I'm going to reload this page because dang, that is like Eve. Thank you so much. Guys, check it. If I drop 2 tiles over here and I actually want 4, Eve just figured out if I highlight and you hold down Control and hit C and then hit V, it does copy paste and we can double our tiles easier. So how many positive tiles do I have on the right side? 4. So guys, no, wait, on the right side?
Oh, I thought.
On the right side?
X's are 1.
I have 8 over there, right? So we could use copy paste to get some over there. And then I got a positive X and 2 negative tiles. So I could Control C, Control V, but then flip them. So you don't have to hold your finger on the mouse pad. Yeah, there you go. And actually, as many times as you hit V, it will paste over and over again. So once you've copied it, you can Control V to paste over and over again. We got to go fast on this one. Carmen, do I have any zeros to make at all? Where? Right side, left side? Yeah, Matt B, right, the right side. 1s or X's? 1s. So we can take these 1s, get them out of here. And then, Eve, what could I do on both sides now? Yeah, take 4 off. So, I don't have below my mat right now, so I'm just going to do this. And now I have, crap, they said we want to split our sides though. Keep X's on one side and the 1s on the other. So, if I want to put these 1s over on the other side, what am I also going to do? Flip them. You gotta add sound effects. Makes everything better. Sweet. Pull out 612, the page I just gave you. 612 page I did not give myself one.
It looks like this.
It should be on your desk. That examples from class. What are the legal moves? I don't like the word legal, but CPM uses it. What was the first thing we were doing on both sides? Do what? Make zeros was the first. You're right. That'll be the next thing. But the first thing we did, make zeros and remove them, right? Farah, what was the next thing we did? Same on both sides, right? Remove same on both sides. And then the last thing we just started practicing, what happens if we go across that middle fence? Drag across and flip, right? So we can drag across, but we also have to flip. And on time for once. That is all I got for you. Have a wonderful day, guys. You did awesome today. You're fantastic. You're the light of my life. I don't know song lyrics. You are a great teacher, Mr. Abbott. Thank you very much. Actually, see me once you get packed up, man. You're in trouble.